Hello, I'm Sean Lambert, and I saw this morning on Twitter that Carl Fung announced that Dean Essig had passed, and I didn't personally know Dean, nor do I know Carl, but um, I can say from seeing them in interviews and now I've begun playing DAC, one of the OCS games that Dean was the designer of. I can say that it's clear that these guys loved the hobby, or that Dean loves the hobby, and that Carl still does. And Carl is taking over BCS, OCS, kind of the roles that Dean was in charge of. They have a system at the Gamers where certain game series have like a honcho, and BCS was one that had Dean as the honcho still. So Carl is kind of taking that one directly over. As far as the other series, most of them already had a different honcho, and so Dean's major role in the Gamers was still more of a project management side of things, and development, and all of the things that make the business run. So I think that stuff is very, very important, and it's not necessarily the fun part of designing games, but it's what game gets them onto your table. So I think his contribution as a designer and as a project manager is invaluable. I do wish I had gotten a chance to meet him or play one of his games where he was there. So that would have been cool. But I can say already I'm loving DAC, and I hope that I can play it to some sort of completion. I filmed a couple videos about it already, but it also made me think about the longer term my relationship with wargaming. Am I gonna play it till the day I die? Is this a lifelong hobby, or would I still be working on things right up to the end? I like to think that I would now, but I don't know. As far as hobbies go, to me it's still relatively new, although gaming in general is not new. And it also made me think about all the people I got to meet at Compass Expo last year, and how it seemed like the average age of wargaming in general is more people who started playing in the heyday of the 70s and 80s and have just kept playing that whole time. And it seems like the majority of the crowd grew up on the more mass market games, even though today there's a lot more games that really get made. They are not quite as monolithically popular as the games of the 70s and 80s were, purely because there's more that come out, and they're frankly great quality. So it made me think about trying to make friendships with people who are older than me, or make videos that people who are older than me will actually enjoy, and not to color them with what I or someone younger than me would enjoy. So I think a lot of people on YouTube especially try to cater towards the kids. And I mean, obviously that's probably better for your long-term growth, but I think wargaming as a hobby is something that is great if you can get into it when you're young, but it's not something that you need to ever stop. And so I like hobbies where they can be lifelong hobbies. I mean, you can't play basketball until you're 100 years old, but you could still, if you could sit down at a table still, you could still be playing war games at 100. Same with like guitar. I'm also a guitarist. I like hobbies where you aren't limited by your physical abilities, where your mind is your instrument. And so I think the most important takeaway from these thoughts should be that no matter what your age is, you can still either get into war games or keep playing them. And I hope that everyone in memory of Dean goes ahead and goes out and plays an OCS game or a BCS game or something that he had his hands on, and really appreciates the love that has to go into it, because quite frankly, it's not for the money in wargaming. It is not for the fame, although within the community you might be famous. You are never going to be a famous wargame designer compared to like Taylor Swift. You're not going to be the Taylor Swift of wargaming, put it that way. As much as some people would pretend to be Taylor Swift, it's not going to happen. So understanding the limits of the hobby while enjoying them and really appreciating the people who you are playing with or who you are playing the games of, I think is very important, because none of us are here forever, and the more you can squeeze into your life, the better. And hopefully some of those things you squeeze in are one of Dean's games. Anyway, till next time, see ya.